I think this is one of Mr. Echo's favorite areas to run off. I mean, he saw 2 pronghorn and he took off. There's a lot of there's elk and deer and coyotes and pronghorn out here. There's quite a bit. I didn't have him on his leash, obviously. So I don't know how fun this is for you guys to watch, you know, me chasing down my dog. I'm using the tracker app right now. It took about 5 minutes before it locked on. But now that it's locked on, even though there's all these trees and stuff, man, that thing is just, I freaking love that thing. This is one of my biggest problems. I'm talking about like my own personally. You know, usually I do have him on his leash, but today I was like, oh, we're just gonna go for a little walk with Dodger and we're not gonna go that far. So I'm using the app right now. I'll try and record some of it so you guys can see how it works if you don't know about the tracker. And you know, it's my favorite. It's my favorite piece of gear. It's definitely my favorite piece of dog gear. It works amazingly well. I'm tracking him right now. It says he's going 3 miles an hour, so he's still kind of jogging. He's kind of trotting. And it gives me an indication of, you know, if he's chasing something. He's probably not chasing it anymore. He's just smelling it. The antelope. So we're gonna catch up with him here in a minute, and you can see what that's like. Yeah, it's embarrassing. This is really embarrassing. I thought, do I really want to record another episode for you guys where I'm wandering around like an idiot trying to find my dog when it's my mistake to not have him on his lead? Because he saw him and he kind of looked at me and I was telling him no. I was kind of running over to him. Oh, there's some campers over here. I had to turn around on the road because I drove past him. I was looking for a spot where I could park and be as close to him as possible. I blew my whistle a couple times to see if he'll come heading this way. He should if he hears it. I hope he doesn't go over to these people's camp. I'm heading back to the truck. This is a good example of what I used to have to do is I would just hike around and then I wouldn't know if he's heading back to camp. But I can see on the tracker now, oh yeah, he's not heading towards me out here at the truck. He's heading back to camp. That gives me a lot of comfort, you know. I'd rather cut him off, but it's good to see, you know, that he's heading back to camp. But this tracker, it keeps me from hiking around out here for who knows how long when he's already on his way back to camp. It saves me so much grief and frustration. And if it sounds like I'm trying to sell this device to you guys, in a way, I am. Like, it's true, if you do click the link, then that helps out the channel. They don't sponsor us, but, you know, we get a little kickback if you buy it through that link on Amazon. I'm convinced that if you have a dog that takes off in any situation, especially if you're in a neighborhood, then you can use Wi-Fi. The battery will last you a month. Out here, the battery on his device lasts about 2 weeks. Then I have to charge it, which is still plenty of time. But I'm convinced of how useful the device is. So in that sense, I am trying to sell it to you as like a favor. Like, I'm doing you a favor. If you have a situation that's similar with your dog or cat, this thing it relieves so much anxiety and grief and just that horrible feeling of not knowing where your dog is, what's going on. So we're gonna drive back to camp and we'll run into Mr. Echo. We're gonna try something different. I drove a little bit past where he is in the woods Camp is just through these trees here. We're not too far from camp. You can kind of see our trailer through the trees there. I thought maybe, because he's just walking pretty slow up here in these woods. I thought maybe it'd be a good idea to kind of get sort of close to where he is. Since he's slowed down now, I should be able to catch up to him and use my whistle and see if he'll come right to my whistle. I mean, he should, but I just thought this would be a good test to do. I zoomed in on his location and you can see him. He's just going real slow, like 0 miles an hour. And he was even circling a little bit, like he's trying to kind of reorient. But he's making a pretty good path right back to our camp. It's amazing how dogs can do that. I don't know how they do that. So we'll get up here and I'm gonna give the whistle a blow and I'll watch him on the app and see if he changes direction right to us. He's actually kind of heading right here. That's a signal, and I can do that with my mouth. It's not as loud. He should be coming right through that field right there. I'm hiding behind this tree. I'm gonna blow the whistle. Oh yeah, here he is. He's right up there. Yeah, so he heard the whistle and he's coming right to us. Sort of. Hey, Echo. Where you been? This is something I haven't seen before, but see his tracker here? There's a little light on it. That's the only light. It's blinking. And that's because I'm live tracking him right now. Usually I turn it off when he's this close, because that uses the battery a little bit. It actually, I mean, you can live track him for hours with that battery. The way the tracker works is it constantly updates, even when you're not doing the live tracking. Normally he would take off for longer. I mean, he might run miles away. This time, I think he was probably 1.5 miles, maybe 2 miles away. I think he's learning that if he chases those kind of animals, they're faster than him and it's only fun for so long. You can see he's pretty thirsty. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back to the truck. It's good to have him back. I guess I should put him on his leash. I mean, he's so tired right now, I don't think he would chase anything. Echo, come here. Did you hear me whistle? You heard me whistle, didn't you? You want water, huh? I got some water in my pack. I'll give it to him here in a second. But where we ended up stopping, there's the truck right out there. There's a tent here that was here when I came in, which is probably like 10 days ago. And when I drove by it today, there's a bunch of trash out in the front of it. So I'm wondering if it's an abandoned camp. I kind of think it is. I mean, it looks like it is. There's absolutely no vehicles, and there's a lot of trash. So I think what I'll do is, you know, I don't want to spook anybody if there's someone around there. But I'll just stop here and give Echo some water. So I'm outside of their camp, if there is somebody in there. But yeah, see, there's trash all like out in the woods outside of their camp. So animals have been getting in there, messing with the trash. Crap, I don't know what to do. I'm gonna give him some water from here. Echo, stay, I'm gonna give you some water. Sit. Hey, is there anybody in that tent? We're just hiking through here. I'm just wondering if that's an abandoned campsite or not. Echo, here. Echo, water. Well, he's tired. Not trying to be snoopy or anything, but it's a little odd. I have seen a ranger come by a couple times. So yeah, they would have to, I'm sure they would have stopped by here. They would see this. See this trash. That means like see how it's wrapped around there? So the wind has got a hold of it. Looks like animals have torn apart this camp. I'm just being cautious because I don't want to come into somebody's campsite, you know. It's their personal space. But if there's somebody, you know, who knows what could have happened. Just a lot of trash. Well, I'm not gonna go up to the tent. You see? Come on, Echo, let's go. Because it looks to me like the way the tent is bulging, it looks like it's probably full of crap. It makes me think of, you know, like a homeless kind of camp situation. So I'm gonna leave that up to the rangers to deal with. I don't think there was anybody in there at all. At all. Someone just crashed there with a bunch of their crap. And the tent is probably, if you unzip it, it's probably full of trash and clothes and stuff like that. Maybe a body or two. It didn't smell anything. And like I said, it's been there for over a week now. I'm surprised the rangers haven't messed with that camp yet. Huh. Now the weird thing is, I didn't want to say it when we were there. Just because we're camped pretty close. So if there is some creepazoid in that camp, then that's basically our neighbor. There are a couple other neighbors over here on this side of the road. You can just tell, like, what kind of rigs people have, basically. How clean they keep their camp, you know. Kind of gives you an indication of how sketchy the person is going to be. Echo. Up. You tired? You tired? Thanks for hanging out with us, you guys. Another dog runaway folly. Nomad style in the woods. This is how we live. I try to show you guys exactly what it's really like so you can know what you're up against if you decide to embark on a lifestyle that's anything similar to ours. I don't recommend this lifestyle, but I do recommend you get out and get outside, and a lot of what we experience is the same kind of stuff you'll experience. If you guys like our videos, check out our Patreon page because you can help support us there, and I post a couple exclusive videos there every week. And we got a cool crew of people there asking questions, and I'm chatting with you guys in Patreon. It's a lot of fun and it helps out the channel because here on YouTube, you know, we do get a little bit from the ads, but it's like half a penny, maybe a penny if I'm lucky, per view. All right, we'll see you guys in the next video. Don't do what I do. That's what Echo was chasing. They call them antelope, but they're pronghorn deer. I just tied up Echo. And this one came into our camp. Echo, go lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down. No. He's listening to me. Lay down. You gotta leave it. You gotta leave it. I'm just trying to see how close I can get to him. I don't really see these guys that much. Anytime I see deer and elk, man, around these parts, they take off. See, now the pronghorn looked at me and then it looked at Echo. It really doesn't seem that afraid. They're fast. I mean, they're super, super fast. I feel like this one's gonna let me get pretty close. Looking right at me. He's walking like right at me now. It's cool to see one up this close. He's our friend. We don't need to chase him. Good stay.